Himself was not only a Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty winner, but also the #1 qualifier. Matt Smith was hot on his heels, but couldn't quite get there. And then the absolute booming speed of Bob Tasca, 338.34 miles an hour, with a slick as whale spit, brand new intake manifold on that baby when he made that run. This is Tony Stewart's car being warmed up, the Dream Giveaway. Pit cam shows the gas masks are on, the engine's lit. That means we come back. We'll be doing Top Fuel Drag Racing. Stay with us.
Terrific action.
They're my sponsor, the Truck Series.
Prevents cab gas and keeps it growing strong. Download the MyLawn app today for lawn care tips and customized plans. He did it all.
I'm Brittany Force, driver of the Monster Energy Top Fuel Dragster.
Hey, Z-Max, how about 336 miles an hour?
Driving style in one word. Focused.
And Brittany Force with a new track speed record.
Work hard in silence. Let your noise be your success.
And of course, Brittany talked about Monster, a longtime supporter that's still with the team. But this weekend, that brand new deal with HendrickCars.com on full display, along with those Monster colors, GHX, and an array of associate sponsors. We talk about the 4-wide Wizards, those drivers that have had great success in the 4-wide format. 14 starts for Antron, 2 wins, 1 runner-up, a round record of 16-11. Meanwhile, Brittany Force, 11-1 with 1 win, 1 runner-up, I should say, 12-9 round record, and 3 #1 qualifiers. Tony, talk to me about the weather.
Still very pleasant, 73 degrees. The track temperature's only increased by 4 degrees. That means the overall conditions don't change much, haven't changed much. That will allow the tuners, if they feel they need to get more aggressive in this next round because of the competition, seems like they can do it easily.
And we do use Tempest weather technology on site. So those numbers you're seeing are not from some remote location. They are from right here. Justin Ashley, the Skag Power Equipment Dragster, lane number 4.
Yeah, Brittany Force or Tony Stewart? I'm going to have to go Brittany Force on this one.
Tony, during an earlier week media availability, we had Tony Stewart in the press room here at the racetrack, and somebody naturally asked him the question of, what are the major differences or what surprised you about driving a dragster? And the thing he brought up most, and I want you to go into a little depth on, he talked about how mastering the procedures is the most difficult part for him and how it is the most proper and most important part.
Well, Tony understands how these machines work. Consistency is the key to success. The tuner's going to tune the car. They're going to make the adjustments. The driver's responsibility is to keep everything consistent. From the time the car starts up, to roll through the water box, to not drag the clutch. A lot of drivers have these tendencies, and you drag the clutch, it's a friction clutch. It will increase the clutch temperature. That makes the car more aggressive. The length of the burnout, the overall run time, if it's 1 minute 25 seconds, driver like Tony Stewart wants to hit 1 minute 25 seconds.
Ryan Newman on the starting line, checking out the action here. That is pretty cool to see. The Pep Boys drone looks down upon these 4 very solid Top Fuel racers.
See Ryan Newman
go
there.
To the final round. It is tire smoke in lane 2, and it is going to be Antron Brown and Justin Ashley, 54 and 57. Brown and Ashley playing a duet over there at 3 and 4. A 371 moves on, a 372 moves on, and a 372.9 gets bounced out.
First move off the starting line was in that number 2 lane. It was Tony Stewart. However, traction problems. It did appear that maybe his tuner thought he could find a little more performance, encountered tire slippage at about 250, 300 feet. There you see it, a little bit earlier than that. Brittany Force, for the most part, was out of this race at the start. She had a 1:24 reaction time. She was already 7/800ths of a second behind from the start. A competitive run for her, but the 2 quickest cars, good solid reaction times, advanced into the next round. That was Justin Ashley, the quickest, Antron Brown right behind him.
We watched those 3 cars charge. The parachutes coming out for Brown just ahead of the finish line. We watch one more time. We watched Tony Stewart in lane 2.
Yeah, you can see him. He loses traction, but you can see how big of a deficit a driver is in if they're late off the starting line. You not only have to cross the finish line ahead of 3 other cars, but you cannot afford to be third. You're third, only 2 cars advance, and for Brittany Force, again, she was not hole-shotted, but she had to play catch-up.
So there's Antron coming to a stop. He's moving on to the final. Pep Boys drone showing us Jasmine Salinas. She'll be in lane 3. Billy Torrance, lane 4. Clay Milliken will be in lane number 1, and Doug Coletta, lane 2. Earlier this weekend, Bruno Massel sat down with Doug Coletta to talk about many things, but the biggest, what does it feel like to actually get that championship monkey off your back?
Up until last year, everyone knew you as the best driver to never win a championship. And I know it was painful for me to come over and ask you every year, is this going to be the year? How was it for you to carry that weight around over those years?
Yeah, that was a painful thing to carry around for as long as I did. And trust me, I'm very fortunate, very relieved. You know, everything about being able to pull that off. You know, Alan Johnson, you know, when he came on, it was like, I really felt that, man, this guy, you know, has such a record of making, you know, getting guys winning championships, and I just hoped, you know, the whole time that we would get it going, and yeah, you know, towards the end of last year, we just kind of, everything started settling in, and, you know, we were getting the performance, and it just, everybody was working well together, and huge relief, though. It's I'm so fortunate now I don't not have to answer that question anymore, and again, you know, I love being out here. It's, you know, it just is one thing that I really hoped would happen, and I'm very fortunate that it did.
Well, as relieved as he is to have Alan Johnson on the side, the rest of the top fuel field, not so much.
Doug Coletta, a very humble man who lets the race car do the talking for sure. His first back-to-back #1 qualifier since 2016. It's almost